Hey guys, let's do a 1510. Not had so much success with this recently, although I am back up to 1550, but that's thanks to playing more 10-minute. I'm a little bit out of breath, I just did 25 press-ups. Wow. We have something I just do not know, the Portuguese opening. It's like a Spanish, but without the knights out. So, I don't know what to do. I'm literally lost. Is there like a Portuguese gambit against the play out of the Scandinavian? Might be similar to this, but I'm just going to play it Freddy Krueger style. This is the point. I'm going to recycle things I know. We may have knight out, and then if I play my knight out, suddenly we're in the Danish. Huh. I watched a documentary the other day about, okay, we have takes. About using exercise to increase cognitive performance, and they had a chess player, a mahjong player, a pro gamer, and stuff like that on there. It's quite a boring thing though, and the results weren't really, honestly, that fascinating. So, but I think I do believe exercise is a good thing. I can play d5 now. Well, I could if my pawn wasn't in an absolute pin to the king. So I do have c6 with tempo, and I'm going to do it because I want to play d5 because I want to recover my pawn. And I want to have a development lead. So now the thing is, this bishop, if it goes back to there, exactly. So now, but now d5, right? D5, knight can't take because it's defended 3 times. The pawn is not a defender because the pawn is still pinned. And here we go. Here we go. I could. Right. So I mean, the threat is queen takes e5 check. We don't want to allow that. So I can bring up my bishop. I could bring up my knight, but that troubles my own bishop. I think this, and then, so if I do this, he still can't take there, he just loses a piece, that's fine. So I'm now developing quite nicely. D3. What's that about? D3. So, first thought is this, never go with your first thought automatically. But the nice thing about that is that my knight currently only has a couple of squares, and to be honest, a6 isn't really up there. Takes, and then that allows my knight to come to d7, which I quite like. It adds defense here, it adds some control of the middle of the board. The only other option is the immediate castles, but I think we take. Okay, I've got 3 minors out in the board. Opponent has castle. This we know. This we know, this pattern. Bishop's undefended the b2 pawn with that move, so I have this. The rook defends the knight, I'm happy about that, so queen b6 is definitely a consideration. Knight bd7 is also a consideration. But I like this move. It's more forceful, you know, it's coming with a threat of its own, so there we go, back goes the bishop. And now this is one unhappy bishop. You know, this is, you quite often get this in the Danish. However, because there's this light squared pawn chain here, I think knight bd7 looks just so natural to play now. And we've completed development. It's taken 11 moves. A little bit longer than usual. Does one of my rooks want to come to e8 and then push e4? I mean, e4 is clearly my main break. Notice this pawn is pinned now by the bishop. Is opponent really attacking it? It's defended twice. I mean, he could take out one knight, but then I can replace it with a spare. He's attacking it twice, it's defended twice. If I push here, pawn takes, I can't recapture with that pawn. So king h8 is a thought. But what about a5, a4? The thing is, a5 will just prompt a3 or a4. Probably a4. And that just gives the bishop this square and it remains on the diagonal. So do I have to move the king now? Do I kick this bishop away? even a double kick here goes to there. That puts him 2-3 attackers on here. Right, thinking about rook ae8. This f file is semi-open. There's only a light squared pawn on it. There's no dark squared pawn, so I think I want to keep my rook on there. I think that looks like a flexible move. Line it up with the queen and the king. King h8 can still come later. I'm wondering about king h8 now. I'm going to play it. Where is that? Is that from? Kosovo. There you go. That's a new one. Not many flags you come across that you just don't recognise at all. Kosovo. And I feel like I've got quite a nice position here. We've lost a pawn each. I've lost the f pawn though, which means that this is all semi-open for me. Opponent is without their e pawn, so I have the better centre of the two warring factions. I might even drop my queen back here. And ideas about this, but actually, I'd really want the queen in front of the bishop for checkmating ideas. Have to eliminate the knight first. Or the other option is to put the queen somewhere around here and then think about maybe peeling up in the king there. Now, opponent has removed the defensive knight in an attempt to try and eliminate my bishop, but I'm thinking e5, e6. I certainly don't want to come here and allow him to capture, so bishop e6. Opponent is playing pretty quickly. It's a 15 plus 10. He's still got 15 minutes basically on the clock. So that means he's moved an average slightly over 10 seconds per move on his first 13 moves. Okay. Well, I was going to kind of drop my queen back anyway. Do I want to drop back here? That pins my knight. But if I do drop back here, it maybe gives me the options to rearrange. Bishop here somehow, I don't know. I don't really fancy pinning the knight. Don't see any strong case for it. So he's now moved both his knights to the edge of the board, which is unprincipled of him. No, I'm thinking h6 looks a bit ropey right now. Okay. Big question now. I can capture with knight or I can capture with rook. I'm inclined towards knight. One reason is it's discovered defense of g7 by the queen. Also means the knight defends that. So there's no rush here. I like my position. I don't like that bishop. I don't like that horse. I don't like this horse. I disapprove of all of them. Okay, so he's decided to change plans with this particular knight. Now, this is an undefended knight. What about something like this? I need to kind of feel like I need to come to a decision about what's going to happen with these pawns in the middle of the board, right? Feel like these light square pawns just need to stay put. And for that reason, I'm in two minds about this. He's got 1, 2, 3 attackers. I feel like I just need to hold this now. Queen here. How do you feel about this idea? Queen takes, yeah? We've won 2 pawns for our queen. Our queen is on h3. We're attacking the knight that's undefended, and we're also threatening that. So yes, that seems like a plan, man. Knight can't come in, knight is not good, knight is not happy. Also, the other nice thing about this idea of sacking the minor piece for the 2 pawns is that the defensive knight, should it return to f3, which I think it probably should at some point, it's irrespective of that, because, yeah, I mean, I'll be planning to come in at some point, maybe with knight g4, and so it does defend against that checkmate threat, that immediate checkmate threat. But then maybe I have e4. Particularly if he pushes this pawn, I think that would be a big mistake, because then I get e4 in, and then that creates another square where his bishop can't visit. Question is this premature now? Queen takes. Knight retreats to here. And that's kind of the end of my attack, really. I could just push this straight away, actually. Hits the knight. If they take... No, I have to get my knight in. Then bishop in there with a check. Knight can't take because queen takes mate. Hello. Okay, that's stepped into the line of the rookie rook. This is a move. So that's basically a discovered attack on the queen. Knight's defended by the bishop. So I can go here, I can go here, without fear of the queen. Can't go here. I might just quietly rearrange my queen and bishop. So I'm not quite sure what he's doing with this idea. Let's just quietly do that. Because then, anytime I push this, right, then he's got issues. Can I just take that pawn now with a discovered attack on the queen? Let's look at this. Queen can't take the knight because I capture. I think that's a mistake. I do. And it all comes from the fact that 2 moves ago I noticed, it's all about these little mental post-it notes, right? I noticed the queen has got an alignment issue with the rook. Whoa, the queen has given up her life. Right, now, really important thing here. Opponent has just lashed out and traded the queen for a rook and a minor. Now, obviously it looks really natural, easiest thing in the world just to grab this pawn. And we're in a winning position. This bishop is still bad, this knight is still out of the picture. He can't visit this square here, so he's going to have to come the long way round to do anything. Clearly I want to engage my heavy artillery. Now, I could capture here with the idea of then bringing the queen in somehow. I could play queen e7 and threaten the knight. Now, where's the knight going to go? He's probably going to back to f6, f3. So I'm going to take the pawn. But the point is, I didn't just snatch at the pawn. Okay, an opponent's still playing too fast, you know. If I even allow him to take, I get to capture here, but the knight blocks, so that doesn't really work, does it? Yeah, let's just retreat the bishop. I could retreat to here even. The idea of queen in there. Notice, another thing is, again, let's put another post-it note, right? Write it, slap it on your face. This pawn has just moved from f2 to f3. That means that the knight cannot visit there. So I think the key thing is here, I've got bishop lining up against that. I've got this bishop is currently on this diagonal. My suspicion is the bishop just wants to come around there, and I'm just going to reroute my queen around. I've got a nice rook here. I've got to be very careful not to allow a back rank mate. I also have this actually idea. Where it goes here. Bang. Pawn can block. No, it can't. I also have a check. This is interesting. I'm liking this move. I'm liking this bishop h3 attack the rook. If he vacates, I think I might just... I want to bring my queen to this square, so something like queen e7, queen g5. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking. Maybe I should have just done that first. Okay, now check here. The only way to block is this. Or I can push... Let's throw this in. The pawn's still in the way anyway, and you know, there's no real merit to pushing that pawn if I don't have to push it. I've got another good angle with major stuff on it, which is actually a more appealing diagonal than this one. Let's capture it now. I'm just starting to push, hit the knight, hit c2, pin the rook on the king. That's defended 2 times. 2 times. But that, okay, for one thing, my bishop's defended by the queen, and this comes with a double attack. This is a discovered attack with an attack by the piece that's moving, and now I simply win the knight. Okay. And now we're +6 materials. We are +6 materials. I really want to get that knight out of the way. That knight vexes me. But again, chilling. Look, I'm winning. I mean, the game is all but won. All I have to do is not lose. I could just do this, rearrange this, but then the rook's on the second rank. I can't play queen here. I could play queen here. Target the knight, which can he go there? And can he go there? Yes. And see how bad this bishop is. Okay, and I just... See, that was 2.4 seconds. All that's changed here is that I've used my time. Check, check, and he can't go here, remember, because of this. So, queen h4 check, king g2. Bishop could come in here. Looks like checkmate to me. Okay, could have blocked with a rook. This... Okay, king goes back there, I think, is his only option. Here is a check, but... Oh no, it's a double check. Double checkmate? Rook can't take because the king is also in check by the queen, right? King can't go here. What? King takes! Curses. Now this, remember what we said earlier on about not getting back rank mated? I'm still +6 materials now. Queen here. King has to go here. I've got to... I think I need to keep the checks coming. King goes there. I have rook takes f3 check. And he doesn't have time for a back rank checkmate because he's in check himself. And again, remember this bishop is completely redundant. Okay, so I think it's just time to get luft. That was just silly, wasn't it? Now I can actually grab this pawn with the threat of this. If I grab this pawn, he comes in here. I just move my king to there. He's got a check, I move my king to here. He moves his rook back with check, I push my pawn forward. Or can we just find a way to wriggle in somehow? If the king ever goes to here, I can take this with check, which is even better. The king has to go here or here. Check again. Check again. Do I push my pawn forward and threaten to come in? I don't know. Can I do this and threaten this? That's checkmate. Okay, I do that. He comes in with check. I come here. He gives check. I move forward. I think we've already established that works. Let's do it. Let's do it, Stuart. Checkity-doo-dah, checkity-day. This... In fact, I could even block there because he doesn't have... Oh, he does have either rook to there. Okay, so this... That is checkmate. There's nothing that can block on h2, right? And how many checks has he got? He's got 1. Oh, hello. Okay, let's think this through. I come here. No, I can't. I'm in check. Right. So I have to block either with a pawn. If I block with a pawn, he's got this. I have this. This. Oh. I'm going to block with a rook, I think. If I block with the pawn, he's got rook takes, and then I have to trade off. If I block with a rook, he takes. I'm fine. I'm sure I'm fine. Or do I get checkmated there? What is it with my luck? What is it with my luck? And it's not luck. I had 7 minutes 50 left on the clock. Right? And I blew it. I blew it. Did I miss a win there? Let's have a look. Well, obviously it's going to say I missed loads of wins. God, I can feel my cheeks first. Infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. 7 minutes 50 left on the clock. Look at this. Wow. Here. King there. He actually had mate in 1. Or he bloody had mate in 1. Dickhead. And he played worse. Look at this though. Accuracy 72.4 for white, 72.3 for me. But he played 1200 and I played 1450. How about that? So that was just stupid. What should I have done? Blocked with the rook. And I'm still winning. He does this. Then I block with a rook and get checkmated. So here, I should have pushed the pawn. Then he would have gone, he can take with a rook, yeah? I have to take with a queen. I'm still winning. I'm a piece up, for goodness sake. That's all it's about, these endgame situations. The only thing you have to say to yourself is, how can I ensure a winning position? This is a winning position. Bloody blew it. But it's a good lesson. Use your time. My opponent did what he had to do, right? His back was against the wall. He'd played badly. He'd rushed his moves. But the player that was in the lead just decided to relax a little bit too much, get a bit cocky, came off the gas, got his arse handed to him. Dear. Got a long way to go, guys. But thank you for joining me on the journey. Hope you enjoyed that more than I did. Thanks for watching and see you soon.